back to Just Take 3. Today we're going to talk about what new players needs to buy to get into like Magic or Flesh and Blood. All this is want to be similar information, but today I'm going to just show the samples for Magic, but it works for all other TCGs. First off, but the list of what you don't have to buy getting into Magic, first off, is like just some odds and ends. Like your token cards, you're really not necessarily, you have to go out seek out tokens. You can proxy, you can use dice for that stuff, and most play groups, most LGSs will automatically just go ahead and furnish them dice anyway. So for a new player, as long as you're comfortable going into a LGS or playing in a local play group, really you don't have to. Now if we was talking about you playing on Spell Table and other online where you're playing the physical card game, you might have to go and buy dice or tokens or ever tokens and stuff like that. But not necessarily everything you need to buy. Apparently, I left my dice at my local play group there the other night, so I gotta go pick that up today. I really like my dice. I kind of wished I did not do that. You know, stuff happens. You know, you want to make mistakes. You want to forget stuff in places. It's also part of this. You know, I've been at a local LGS and the store owner says whose book bag that is, and the person book bag left and been gone for like 2-3 hours. And you know, and the LGS is, I will say that they do take that stuff kind of serious. They want to snag it as fast as they can and put it behind the counter or something where regular public can't just pick it up and, you know, like the old saying goes, it just grew legs and walked off. But dice, I know this is a substitute. These dice is technically for Dungeons and Dragons. You don't really need that stuff unless you're playing a dice deck, you know, and there's some allows you to roll a D20. There's a difference between a D20 and this, and what comes in the bundles on Magic is that's a spin down. That's two different worlds. It's two different dice. They're not the same. A spin down goes down in order, opposed to this is randomized. You know, these are randomized. Like again, I use these sort of dice for counters mostly, and they got negative numbers and I got a positive. This starting out as a new player, no you don't. So the main thing I would tell anybody getting into Magic together, first off, pick you up a precon. You know, Commander is your most popular of the TCG world. You know, these is non-open. If there's a set I really want, I've been just buying all the precons. You know, at one time, because that saves you a lot of time, a lot of energy. What you're buying, you know, first off. I've bought decks in the past. And again, don't use that recommendation to say, oh, I gotta go buy all the precons out of a set, because you don't. You don't have to do that. My problem is, originally on the Dragon Cartera, this was the deck I was hoping to buy. This was the deck I was wanting. And the day I picked him up at the LGS, I watched somebody else just buy that deck right off the shelf, started sleeving it up, and we was talking, and that was the deck I was going to run, and I just did not want to do that deck after that. But yeah, pick you up a local pre-con at any LGS, especially for Flesh and Blood. There's all kinds of armory decks out there you can buy, and so you can do. Now, talking about what else I would recommend any new player to pick up is a good quality sleeve. First off, my favorite is Dragon Shield. I know there's some people out there probably just don't like Dragon Shield. And you know what? That is fine. That's 100% fine. You don't like Dragon Shield? Fine. But I like Dragon Shield. They're just well worth it. You need a good deck box if you're getting into Magic, especially Flesh and Blood. And I like these. Truthfully, that video went a little different. I really did not. I thought I was, be truthful, I was looking for every reason to just crap all over this. I really was. And I set it up to fail multiple occasions. And I said, truthfully, the one it failed on was kind of a surprise. I knew it wouldn't fit right, first off. And it was really a setup, but it was Pauper. I love playing Pauper in Magic. And I just fully set this up to fail. And then when it comes to my heads or tails, and this is a secret layer, so if you are getting into Magic and you do get a chance to pick up a secret layer pre-con, these decks will hold it, because all your pre-cons from secret layers is 50% full. That means half of the cards in the deck is full. And probably the biggest thing for new players they do not think of is you need a binder. I like them. I got them off of Amazon. They're cheap. The cards goes in sideways, so they're not like the old school binder. Card storage for Flesh and Blood, for Magic, for Pokemon is very crucial in the TCG world. You got to do it. First off, you just have to do this. You cannot just not do it. I also got me some of these white boxes. This is my miscellaneous. It holds all my tokens. I got stuff for Flesh and Blood. I got all the colors of Magic broke down over here. They're just all broke down right there. And again, it's a thing. And storage, I'm going to have to talk about storage in another video because of it's just a lot of information. But yeah, if you're new and you're 100% new coming in, or you're a parent and you got a kid out there is getting into Pokemon, especially Pokemon, pick up binders. Binders is key. I like the cheap ones. This is, I got an expensive binder over there. It's about an $80 binder. I don't recommend it for everybody. But for most, this holds all my bulk Magic. And I got 2 or 3 other bulk Magic binders right there. But these is really the three products I would recommend you to buy, especially if you're getting into Magic the Gathering, because you got to have good quality stuff, good deck boxes. You know, you can get deck boxes cheaper. First off, you don't have to spend $25. Occasionally, don't need these. These is, you know, for Dungeon and Dragon, but you know, for Flesh and Blood is wonderful. Or you can always go pick up a booster box of Flesh and Blood or Magic or Pokemon, and you want to get to fill up your binders and a lot of other stuff. Good quality deck boxes, highly recommend. That's my squirrel deck. You know, good quality sleeves. You know, but yeah, it's a lot of information. So I hope that helped people out. If you like these types of videos, like, subscribe, and comment. That helps me out. Sharing the videos out helps this channel grow. And I just want to say thank yous to everybody who is watching, and keep it up.